what's up all you lovely learners out there in learning land? Tyler from 10thumbspro.com coming at you with another ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. Today we're breaking down The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. As always, we'll have all the printable tabs on the screen, everything you need to follow along, but you can get a printable version for this song and all our songs by becoming a Patreon, links in the notes. You'll also see links in the description as well, including one for my email if you're interested in some Skype lessons one-on-one. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a lesson. All right, let's break this awesome song down. Go ahead and grab your ukulele. Brain and attention span. Once you have those three things, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in, let's do it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the intro. The intro sounds like this. All right, so let's go ahead and break that down 4 measures at a time. The first 4 measures, so a lot of this is playing off of this E to E here. 4th fret on the C string, 7th fret on the A string. And we're working with these E's here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this 4th fret, then you're gonna grab the 7th fret of the A string with the fleshy part of your finger, because you're going to roll over and then grab the 7th of the A string right after. The reason we're using our ring finger is because we're going to jump up here and grab the 5th fret with our index finger. That D string, kind of making an elaborate E7 is what we're doing. Then drop down and grab the 7th fret with your ring finger, and then your pinky will play the 9th fret of the A string. So that really slow. 1 E and a 2 E and. Okay, and that's just the first measure. The second measure is going to be a little different. We're going to start off the same 4 7 7 5. But instead of going back to, well, and then we go back to the 7th fret, everything the same so far. But we don't go up to 9. We go back to the 5th fret here and hammer 5 to 7. So that second measure, you get third measure is just like the first one. And then the fourth one is closer to the first one. You're going to go 4 7 7 5 7 5. But instead of going 5 hammer 7, you'll play 5 and then you'll play 5 again and hammer 7. So you get that fourth measure. So these 4 measures together. All right, let's bring up the next 4. The next 4 measures, you're going to start off with the same measure you finished with. In fact, you're going to play that 4th measure 3 times. And then when we get here, you're going to play 4 7 and then 7 pull to 5. Back to 7, and then a mute. So that last measure you get. Okay, all that together and we get our intro, it sounds like this. The hardest part is kind of holding up that ukulele without it having fall down, okay? So there's your intro. Let's go ahead and move on to the next piece. The next piece is the verse. Okay, so we have a 4-measure finger-picking piece that repeats itself 2 times. This is more sparse in areas, and it's a little more rapid in areas. We're going to start off with that same 4-7 movement. We're going to go 4-7, and then 7 pull 5, and then 7 again. We drop down 2, 2nd fret of the A string, 5-5, and then the 3rd fret of the E string. And this is an A note, and a G, so it's implying an A7 chord. All right, and then we get this really cool part that sounds like this. You're gonna bar the 2nd fret, but just the C, E, and the A strings, and you're gonna play 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. C string, E string, A string, C string, A string. Then you release and you'll pluck both the C and the A string at the same time. Then you'll use your thumb on the C string, index on the E, thumb on the C to get a little. Then you'll drop down with your index to play the A and your thumb on the E. So you get up to this 4th fret again, and you go 4, 7. This time, you're going to start with the 7th of the E string, 7 A string, E string, A string. Drop down to the 5th fret, and then play the 7. Okay, so let's play these 4 measures really slow one time. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit and play it 2 times, and then you have your verse. Okay, so let's say you want to play this song, but that is just way too hard for you to be finger picking that verse. You maybe and singing at the same time, for example, or finger picking it in general, and you want to strum through it. That's cool. We can strum through the verse as well. We need an E minor, A major, B minor, A minor, and there you go. Those are the chords. And what we're going to do is we're going to strum. Our strum pattern is just going to be a down, up, 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 down, up. All right, so it's just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, but you're doing a quicker down, up. So it's like 1 E, 2 E, 3 E. So there's just down, up, but you get down, up, pause, down, up, pause, down, up, pause. So it's like a 16th note groove. And you would do that 4 times on the E minor, 2, 3, 4, 4 times on the A, 1, 2, 3, 4, B minor, 1, 2, A minor, 3, 4, E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Again. You don't love me now. And then you get into the chorus. Okay, the chorus, well, let's put the lyrics up and sing through that verse one time. Listen to the wind blow, watch the sunrise. Sorry, I know this is bad. the shadows. Damn your love, damn your lies. But if you don't love me now. So let's jump into the chorus. The chorus, we're going to introduce just one new chord, the D suspended 4, but we're going to keep the same strum pattern. So let's go ahead and look at the structure. And that would happen 4 times on the A minor. Another 4 times on the A minor. 2 times on the E minor. 2 times on the C. 2 times on the D suspended 4, or 4 times. But if you don't love me now, you never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. But if you don't love me now, you'll never love me again. I can still hear you saying that you'll never break the chain. So we got all those pieces. Now we're in the outro. Outro is very, very cool. We're even going to do that bass riff too there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off, 9th fret on the A string, 8th fret on the E string, middle finger, 9th fret of the G string, and you're going to pluck all 4 of those. Thumb and these 2 index fingers. 1, 2, and you'll do it again on the and. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, E, and So then we get into the 16th motion where we're going to start. We're going to pluck the A string first, G string, E string, A string, G string, and then we're going to move this index finger down to the 7th fret and get it there. So it's like 1, 2, and, well, let's count this one measure really slow. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, E, and Then you're into the second measure, and the second measure, you're going to let that ring. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Third measure, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, E, and Okay, so that measure looks just like our first one. But our fourth one looks quite a bit different. You're going to let that ring for half a measure. 1, 2, and then we're going to go into straight 16ths. 3, E, and 4, E, and Okay? Very, very cool sounding riff. So we play this whole thing together nice and slow. Let's count it out together. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, E, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, E, and 1, and 2, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Then we get into the bass riff. We're going to play the open A string. Then you go 0, 2, 3 on the A string. So we get 2, 0, middle finger 3rd fret, 0, 2, open E string. So we get very, very cool. And that's that bass riff that's happening in that part. All right. Okay. So go ahead and let's play. Well, okay. And then after that, we're going to go E minor, A minor, just back and forth. And it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a. And here the energy is really high. And you can do that as many times as you want. I would just go E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, because it fades out. And then when you're done, just strum the E minor, like 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1. All right. So why don't we go ahead and put that whole thing together? The bass outro, we'll play it just 2 times in a row, and then we'll go into the strumming. Ultimately, it's kind of up to you how you want to arrange this piece. You can play along with the track, get it just right. But if you're playing it independently, I do the finger picking part once, the bass part 2 times, and then I'd strum through that like 2 times. You'll see exactly how I would play it from the top. Okay, so here we go with this piece. This is how I would play the outro. This is exactly how I play it. There's a fade out at the end, but we're gonna just do that E minor to A minor 2 times. So this is exactly how I would play it when I'm finishing this song. Here we go. I'm counting it in my head just so you know. But I'll count us in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... And there you have it. That's how I would finish it, all right? All right, so why don't we go ahead and put it all together? I'm going to play the intro, verse, chorus, outro, bass outro. If you were to play the whole song, you would repeat the verse and chorus 1 extra time. All right, so here we go from the top. Okay, from the top. Here we go. If you don't love me now, you'll never love me again. I can still hear you saying that we'll never break the chain. If you don't love me now, you'll never love me again. I can still hear you saying that we'll never break the chain. There you have it, folks. The Chain, all the pieces. I hope you dig it. Classic song. A lot of fun to play. Pretty tricky to play and sing at the same time. Really take your time with it. I definitely can't sing like Stevie Nicks. Even though it's not all Stevie Nicks singing in this song, but the harmony, you can still definitely, her voice is pretty strong and comes through. All right, everybody. Hope you dig it. 10thumbspro.com. Until next time, keep on rocking, keep on rolling, keep on jamming. Life is good, my friends. Take care of yourselves. Rock and roll.
Cool, everyone. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the lesson here at 10thumbspro.com. We appreciate you. Classic song. Now you got it in the bag. If you're still struggling with it, go ahead and become a Patreon. Print out those tabs. Put them on your iPad. Take them to the beach. It will accelerate your learning. You'll also see 10 Thumbs t-shirts up there as well. Skype Lessons 101 if interested. But at the very least, please, 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 if you like it, subscribe and come learn with us every single Wednesday and Saturday. Take care and have a lovely day. Rock and roll. Ciao, ciao.